Many people from our barrio were here last week. They wanted to speak out in favor of an ordinance which was going to control, I think in a very good way, the use of eminent domain. It was a very, very sane ordinance. And someone here told them, go home. So they went home, and then City Council looked at the issue and voted it down. For me, I just think it's outrageous. You know, they should have listened to him. And right now, I just see the city of El Paso has committed the same error they made when they cooked up this plan, in the sense that they didn't listen, they didn't consult with people. It just comes from out there and it's imposed.
Yo invito al señor Cook, no a que nos vaya a hacer de comer, no.
I asked Mr. Cook not for him to go and cook for us. No.
Lo invito cordialmente a que vaya a nuestras casas y vea que es un barrio al que ustedes están haciendo daño.
I invite him to go and see in our homes inside, so that you can go and see what you are doing to a neighborhood.
Nos sentimos traicionados, nos sentimos tristes.
We feel betrayed and we feel sad.
Principalmente por el señor Beto.
Especially with Mr. Beto.
Porque nosotros le dimos el apoyo que él necesitaba, no una vez, 2 veces, y más si hubiéramos tenido el apoyo que nosotros pedimos.
And because we supported him not one time but twice, and more so if we had had his support in what we had asked.
Mi presencia no es nada más mi casa, ni es nada más mi calle, es mi gente.
My presence is not only my house or my street, it's also my people.
Mi gente que da todo a cambio de nada, que es lo que ustedes nos están dando.
My people that give everything in return for nothing, which is what you are giving us.
Así es que los invito muy cordialmente, tomen conciencia de lo que ustedes están haciendo.
So I invite you very cordially to take conscience of what you are doing.
Están poniendo nuestro barrio en charola de plata.
You're putting our neighborhood in a silver tray.
A quien no lo merece.
For whom does not merit.
Nos sentimos humilladas, traicionadas, de quien pusimos confianza y no la hemos tenido.
We feel humiliated and betrayed by those in whom we put our trust and we have not received anything back.
Yo les pido respeto y que no atropellen lo que en un tiempo, tocando puertas, se les dio.
And we ask respect and for you all not to run over what once when you were all knocking on doors was given to you.
Y traía un papelito de todo lo que les iba a decir.
And I had a little paper with everything that I was going to tell you.
Pero no.
But
no lo usé.
I didn't use it.
Porque le estoy hablando con el corazón en la mano.
Because I'm talking to you with my heart
y
in
como
my hand.
humanos, espero que ustedes lo tengan también para mi barrio, que es una gente pobre, humilde.
And as humans, I hope you have the same thing for us, for my neighborhood, which is people that are poor and humble.
Pero con mucho corazón y esperamos su respuesta. Espero tu respuesta, Beto.
And with a lot of heart, I expect your response and also
I'm here again this week to express how sad and disappointed I was by the events that transpired last week. I mentioned last week that since its inception, the plan has been poisoned, and the ordinance to limit the use of eminent domain was an opportunity to mitigate some of that damage. The ordinance would have created some level of transparency and would have affirmed the city's commitment to the property rights of citizens by affording owners a few small protections. Most importantly, last week was an opportunity for the city to affirm its commitment to the community by postponing the vote by just 1 week in order to allow them to be heard. It was an opportunity to demonstrate that this plan is not just about profiteering, but is a sincere attempt to improve the lives of residents. Let's be honest, both of those gestures were symbolic. They wouldn't have altered or really changed the plan in any way. And still, you cast your votes without listening to the community and rejected an ordinance that would have provided a clear written policy, demonstrating once again that you remain committed to the mistakes that have been made since the beginning. These actions undermine your promises and continue to erode trust. Still, I'm here today because I believe that we still have an opportunity to do things right. I'm here because I don't want El Paso to become the poster child for marginalization and eminent domain abuse. As elected officials, it's your responsibility to balance the interests of the residents with other interests. The residents are all back again today as you asked that they be. Granted, you've already made your decision, but they're asking you to reconsider this ordinance. And they're asking Representative O'Rourke to recuse himself from the vote since he should not have voted last week. I hope that this time you'll embrace the opportunity and listen to them.
When the government uses eminent domain to allow their relatives to take over people's properties, and that's the point we stop using, that's the point we stop living in a democracy and we start living in a dictatorship. And the moment Mr. O'Rourke votes on an ordinance that will directly impact his father-in-law's ability to acquire properties in the Segundo Barrio, that is a clear conflict of interest. And if you guys cannot see that, I think you've been blinded by your own power. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm here this morning to express my outrage and my profound disappointment in the City Council. Once again, the majority of the City Council has shown deep disrespect to the people of the city and especially to El Segundo Barrio. To dismiss the desire of the people of South El Paso to be heard, the people that you represent, Mr. O'Rourke, is inexcusable. If you don't want to listen to the people that you represent, then who do you want to listen to? Over the past 2 years, Representative O'Rourke has filed many affidavits recusing himself from votes because of conflict of interest. What happened last Tuesday? Why was the conflict of interest ignored on that vote? We are here to ask the City Council to do the right thing. Mr. O'Rourke, you should have recused yourself last week because of your conflict of interest. The eminent domain ordinance that was here before you was a step in the right direction. It was a step to protect the homeowners of the city. It was a step against destroying whole neighborhoods. The people of El Paso deserve justice. The people of El Paso deserve a city council that is beyond reproach, that acts ethically, that doesn't ignore conflict of interest.
Me encuentro molesta por la acción que tomaron el martes pasado.
I find myself bothered by the action that you all took last week.
Nos encontramos un grupo de personas desde muy temprano
We found ourselves a group of persons together from very early
para estar presentes en la junta que supuestamente se iba a efectuar
to be present at the meeting that apparently was going to be done
para saber qué es lo que va a afectar en nuestro barrio.
to see what is going to affect our neighborhood.
Nos dijeron que se había cancelado y cuando nos retiramos siempre se llevó a cabo sin tomarnos en cuenta.
They told us it had been canceled, and when we left, it was taken effect.
Yo siento que fue una falta muy grande de respeto para nosotros.
I feel that it was of great disrespect for us.
Porque los que vivimos en el segundo barrio nos va a afectar. Yo lo que peleo es el patrimonio de toda mi comunidad.
Because what is going to happen at the second ward is going to affect all of us, and it's going to affect all our community.
Porque somos gente humilde y nuestras viviendas son patrimonio que tenemos a base de sacrificios.
Because we are poor people, and our neighborhood, our houses are what we have as a patrimony for our families.
Mi propósito es pedir que se vuelva a discutir el tema y no queremos que Beto vote porque él tiene un interés personal.
What we want to ask is for the meeting to be done again, and for us to participate, and for Beto not to participate, for him to recuse himself.
Por lo tanto pido respeto y justicia para nuestro barrio. Muchísimas gracias por escuchar mis palabras.
Well, right now, what we're doing is trying to form a group within the barrio of all the residents. We call it Las Voces del Segundo Barrio, and it's growing every day. We're in the process of doing that so that the people themselves will, I don't know, come together and support each other, because this is hard. When this type of thing happens to a community, it's devastating. They need one another, so we're forming this support group, not only just to speak out for what has to be done, but to help them. I mean, están aplastados when something like this happens to them. Poor people are vulnerable. You can't do this kind of stuff to them. It's terrible. It cries to heaven for vengeance. Thank you.